Welcome, thanks for stopping by. It's time to learn with our friend Clive. So grab your brush, have a great time.
The studio where we paint with the rest of everyday life. This may be the last time I'm actually painting in this particular studio because I've got another shed. I'm going to be moving all this into there, so hopefully I'll get that done before the next painting. Anyway, without further ado, I've given myself a challenge today. I don't know how successful I'm going to be, so I've only got a few colours. Let's see what we can do. So as I said, giving myself a bit of a challenge today. Yes, so I just pick up any brushes. Anybody want to know what brushes I'm using? I just dive in and pick whatever I think I can use. So nothing special there, because I don't believe in all that type of you've got to have this brush for that and all this. Obviously you've got to have certain brushes to do certain things, but you know, short flats are not filberts. That's a filbert. It's got a rounded end. That's a short flat. But you can see my brushes are old, and you know they've passed their best days, to be honest. But they still paint, and that's all I ask of my brushes. And you get the feel for these things. So I've got some Prussian blue, some processed cyan, or you can use ultramarine blue or any other blue you've got. I'm using a Prussian blue in order to darken that. To darken it rather than use black, because that's a better balance, I find. I've also got some green, I've got some titanium white, and I've got some mixing white, a little bit of fresh tap water, and right, so I've got an idea, but I don't know how successful this is going to be, because this should be the one of the last paintings I do in this particular studio, because I said I'm moving to another area in the garden. Just put in some white down. Yeah, because this studio has been up now, a good 12 years, and it's getting damp. It really does need a love, care and attention, which I haven't been given to it. So, and it gets really cold at this particular part of the garden as well. So, I had a, oh, look at the mess on my hands. Look at that. I had I built a shed, during COVID, and I put a gym in there. And I'm not going to say I'm getting too old to go to the gym. I'm not saying that for a minute. What I'm saying is I'm finding it more and more difficult to go in the gym and work out, because I've got a little bit of arthritis and one thing and another, and I'm getting to that age where, you know, I'd rather sit down and watch a TV than do some weightlifting, because I've got a very, very active job. My day job is very active. I can keep fit enough to doing that when I won't go into the gym and stuff. So yeah, getting too old for that nonsense now. That's how I feel anyway. So I'm just gonna bring in a little bit of dark. This should be quite a reasonably quick painting, because I thought I'd do this today. I was walking my little dog the other day, quite early in the morning, and it was very misty and murky, and you got that haze. And the sun come up the sun was up, but it was just poked its head behind this one tree, and these little rays come out, and I thought, that's wonderful. Nature's such a wonderful thing. It really is. So I'm just continuing to put some. I've just realised that I've left my hairdryer in my other shed, because I do some model making. I do some dioramas and things like that now, and I've showed that on another video. And I use the hairdryer to dry some of the plastic model kits that I make and stuff, and the paint that I use, and I've left it in there. I'm going to have to go and get it, I think. So I think that's what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to just pop to the other shed and get my hairdryer and set that up. But anyway, that's looking quite nice. So just bear with me 1 second. I should be 2 takes. Okay, so sorry about that. That was quick for you and a little bit longer than I thought for me. So I've come back in and it's dried. Yeah, so a lot of people have been asking me what this F is for on my board, by the way. that is to remind me to keep focusing this particular camera I've got to behind me, because if I, and every time I switch the camera off, if I don't refocus, it for some reason just decides to go out of focus. So I've got to put an F on the board to remind me to refocus my camera. That's basically what that is. Okay, so right, we need I'm going to use this old brush here. We want to make some, I'm going to put some trees in, so I'm going to make, this is why I got blue and white, and I'm limiting myself to this color. So I want to make that nice and light. So I want to create some distance trees in the background. I hope you can see how light these are, because I want to put them in light. Just a few shapes and things like this. I'm going to bring it down. Just like this. Just make those trees very, very light. Sometimes you can't even see things that far away. In fact, I don't know how well you can see that on the camera. I'm just going to darken it just slightly. This is darker than I want to do it. I'll tell you what we'll do. We will do that. We'll make it just slightly darker. And I've got an idea. You know what I'm going to do, if you've watched me before, how I actually knock things back. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to put some shapes just like this. Who knows what's happening there. A little bit darker blue, pulling into that white. That's like that. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just so you can see some definitions of things that are going on. Just like that. I love painting on a Sunday. This is one of my favourite days of the week to do stuff. It's a very relaxing day. We have a nice Sunday dinner. I got chicken today. Ooh, can't wait. A nice bit of chicken today for dinner. We're having that later on. I've got a multi-gym that I need to dismantle today, because I'm not doing that anymore. I've sold most of my gym equipment now, so it's a shame really. But there we go. Sold it to a lovely chap, and he seems he's going to enjoy, and he's going to have it as well, and he's going to enjoy it, and I'm happy to see somebody that's going to be making use of that. So, because I couldn't make use of it anymore, so I put the money towards a new camera or something. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. This looks quite snowy, doesn't it? We could put snow in, actually, couldn't we? I wasn't going to put snow in, but I might just put snow in now. It's looking wintry to me. I want it to look misty. Yes, right. Let's get that dried. Hello, Mr. Hairdryer. It's amazing what you can do sometimes when you've just got limited colours and stuff like that. People think they've got to go out and buy hundreds and hundreds of pounds worth of paints and stuff like this. And even the craft, cheap dollar store, pound store craft paints can work really wonders. Never stop yourself from trying to create something wonderful just because you think you've got to have certain paints and certain paintbrushes and things. You can just sit and relax and paint like I do. So I'm going to put that misty look effect over. This is a very, very thin, translucent white that I use many occasions, and I want to create that foggy, misty type of look. It's that type of morning, just like that. It's like a rolling mist. Rolling mist, there we go. Let me just put a little bit of titanium white now, because that's very opaque and we want to get that to look as if it's misty. A little bit of titanium white just to get that rolling mist, just to be a little bit more opaque there, like that. Not too much, but just enough to make it look as if it's, whoa, it may be some snow going in here. I wasn't planning on snow. I got to be honest, I really wasn't planning on snow, but I just want this to make it look really misty, foggy. You got that rise of mist coming up. And keep talking to myself like this sometimes, because you have to try and imagine things in your mind, especially when you're painting and trying to create something. I didn't want to come in here today. I didn't. I've got so much to do today. I thought, I really do need sometimes to make myself come in the studio and do some painting, and that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing, because it helps your mind clear then. Yeah, sometimes we have to push ourselves. We have to, and that's not a bad thing, really. It's not a bad thing. Sometimes we need a little push. I do, certainly do, anyway. Let's get some Prussian blue and some processed blue. Now you can see this is going to be a dark colour, but still got that light colour. That light, it's a dark blue, but with a touch of white. That's what I meant to say. Let's put some type of fir tree type of thing there now. And let's put another one. Just there, like that. This time we're going to go up on that one. Because that's a happy tree, that one. Let's continue with our trees. Don't do them all the same size. On this one we're going to go downwards. This is a tree, so shod. Oh, I've had a terrible year. Switch the brush over. Let's put some other types of trees in. There we go. Some bushes. There we go. Bum, 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 bum. Just make it up as you go along. Let the painting decide what it's going to look like. Now all of a sudden I've developed a bit of a bump there, which wasn't the plan, but it is now. Let's just get a bit of that lighter blue now. Excuse me here. I got a frog in my throat. Did you know a frog went into a library, and he went up to the librarian and it said, have you got any books that I can read? She said, well, everything we've got is on the shelves. Have you got any particular subject in mind? And he said, not really. I would like to know if there's anything there. And she said, well, just go and have a look. And he's walking around he's been walking around now the library for about 4 or 5 hours. And she went up to him and she said, Mr. Frog. He went, yep. She said, you've been in here for hours. I'm sure you could have found something by now. He said, nope. She said, why is that? He said, I read it. Oh dear, sorry. That was a really bad joke. Sense of humour. It's a British sense of humour, that one. So some of you, other people out there that are watching my videos in other countries might not understand that type of joke, but I think it's just typical British sense of humour. Okay, so we've got some wonderful looking trees there, and that background is looking lovely now. So we get these trees continuing to do these fir trees. Just using a few colours, a couple of blues, a dark blue and a lighter blue. Doesn't have to be any particular blue, whatever blue you've got. Don't darken your blue with black because it'll make it too dark. If I'm going to darken blue, I normally use just a little bit of Prussian blue, because Prussian blue's got black in it anyway. So it's only like an ultramarine blue and black that makes Prussian blue. So, but you can darken a wonderful blue that way, as you can see. And I'll whiten it with a little bit of white. There we go. It's like, if you've got a green, don't use white to lighten your green. Use yellow. That way, it'll brighten it rather than make it too chalky. That's the thing. Too chalky. Let's get some of these little trees. Yeah, just the other side of that. What I was trying to do is get the other side of that thing there, like that. Okay, so now we're ready to dry that off again, and we'll start the next layer. That's looking really nice. We've got that depth going, really lovely. Do. Now we need to wash this brush. Washy. My grandson told me a joke the other day. He said, Bambi. So I got a laugh, I've heard it before. He said, Bambi, he said, what do you call a man with a seagull on his head? And I thought about it and I thought, I don't know, Daniel. What do you call a man with a seagull on his head? He said, Cliff. Oh dear. Right, let's put some more mist. We're getting more mist because we want to make this look really misty today, don't we? That's the idea. Get some more mist down there. Get that mist going in. And we develop in that layer. There we go. That more mist. There we are. Ooh, that is looking cold today. A bit of mist coming in. That layer of mist is flicking in like that. Oh, pardon me. Right, okay. Now that's looking cold. Now that is looking really cold. So now we need to get one of these brushes, and I think this one's seen better days. Let's use this one again. Let's get some black. Let's get some Prussian blue now, pure Prussian blue. I'm going to sneeze. Sorry, I had to cut that out and I sneezed. and Molly jumped off the chair. She's sitting just over there, so she jumped off the chair. What are you doing, Daddy? Why do you make that funny noise? Let's get that. Come down like this. Oh, I could have used a better brush actually, but we'll get there. We will get there. I just want a bit of that lighter colour. To come in there. Just put a bit of lighter colour in just to block that up a minute. Let's put a bit there as well. There we go. Bum 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 bum. Just an ordinary bit of blue. You could put snow on this. I wasn't going to put snow. I know I keep saying that, but I want it misty. But you could put snow on this. It would look really lovely for a Christmas card painting. Let's get back into that. Right, let's change my brush, because this is the brush I want to use for this. Totally seen better days, this one. Actually, let's get this brush. Let's put I'm going to continue with the Christmas tree, the pine tree theme. I was going to put another tree there, but I've decided I'm going to continue with this type of Christmas tree, pine tree type of look. And make it full and use this brush just for stuff there like that. And we could get this brush and we could just do this. Boom, 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 boom. Get our card. Let's just put some maybe some there's some rocks and things there. Don't overdo it. I think I might have overdone that a bit. Looks as if I have. Hey, there comes the green. Here comes the green. We need a bit of green and blue. We need a little bit of contrast. We need some green in this now. Put a bit of green there like that. Let's get some of this green. Just a touch of green. Because trees aren't blue, are they? They are green. So we need just a little bit of green. Just like that, I think. Maybe just a touch of white down. Just here and there. Because there's going to be a bit of light catching. There, like that. There we are. That looks nice. I quite like that, actually. Yeah, I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a little bit of white sparkle there and sparkle there, like that. Maybe just a touch there. And I'm going to get a little bit of white. And I'm just going to... Whoops, that's too bright. Is that too bright? Maybe. And I'll put a bit there like that. I'll show you why in a second. There we are. I don't like that tree. I spoiled that tree a bit now. Let's get some more of that. Okay. Yeah, I need something. I need something here, don't I? Maybe there's a baby tree there. Just a mass of stuff. It doesn't matter. Bit of light there. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Just a few. Blades of grass. Just like that. Just a little, just breaks that colour up a bit. Because what I got to do now, put them brushes in it. I'm going to dry this really well with a hairdryer. Oh, do dee do dee 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 dee. Yeah, I got that age where I hum and sing now. Let's put a bit of mist in. Oh, that wasn't dry enough. Oh dear. Doesn't matter. It's okay. We'll live with it. Let's just bring a bit of mist around. Just there like that. And what I want to try and do, hopefully, is get a little bit of titanium white, because it's a little bit stronger. I get some of these sun rays that I've seen just coming through that cloud, and it's just catching that mist, and it's just touching those little bit green bushes there. It just adds a different dimension to painting as well. And it's just bright sun rising, and it's just catching, the rays are just catching the, have you seen these rays? Just catching the clouds, just catching the mist, I mean, as it's coming down, and it's bouncing off these bright spots that I've put there. Don't overdo that. There you go, don't overdo it. It's a misty morning, sun is rising, it's warming up the ground. As the mist rises, the sun rays catch that light and it just bounces, and I think that's quite a nice painting. I do say so myself. That can be taken onto a bigger size canvas if you want to, but as I said, I'll see you in another week in a new studio setup with any luck. So thank you very much. Don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe, and I'll see you next week.